if we still have people that can talk to them, sensitize them, tell them about the importance of all these things, I think with time, it's not something that can be achieved immediately, but I think with time, when they have that level of exposure, that they know that yes, day to they can just walk up to a truck driver, come and pack our produce from the community. We want to import, we want to export it even outside the country. I think it will go a long way in helping them. So trying to liaise between the farmers and even the National Exports Commission here in Abuja, I think it will go a long way in helping them, not just bringing a middleman that will just come buy at any price they want to buy and then just leave the farmers like that. But I think if we can do that, it will really help the farmers to be able to make something out of it.
Thank you for that. That is important. I think we have to start looking at the problem that we have and calling it by their names. Because if you don't even identify the problem that you have, it is going to be difficult to solve it. Because if the problem that we have in this case is maybe somebody is cheating on the local farmer, because I see, right from even the colonial time, people in the rural area have always had power, but it have always been a question of somebody taking advantage of you, because you do not know enough. But now, you know, you have thought far ahead by sending your children to school. That is the best you can do. It is not the duty of those children from those lands that have been sent to school to sort of help their people to see the light, no? In the sense of you are now the entrepreneur, you are now the owner of the land. Your father will soon die, you will become your father. What are you go? Because if they didn't send any of their children to school, because I know that Nigerian parents is they can spend everything to make sure that their children go to school. This is because they believe in the future. So I don't want to believe that their parents didn't know anything, their children also didn't know anything after they have gone to school and they now know how things function. That is where I'm sort of a little bit finding it difficult there. Why are they not sort of coming forward and organizing among themselves and shifting away from this idea of expecting that the government is going to do it? We can see the government is not going to do it. They are not going to do it even in 2023 election. Those that are just coming out to tell you, oh, I will bring electricity. They are lying. Tell them that they are lying. Because we know that they are lying. Because if they want to do it, they would have done it before now. The question is, how can we organize ourselves and do most of these things ourselves? Because now there is solar energy. You don't need you don't need the government to bring solar energy for you. You can do solar energy for your house. It's a question of organizing yourself and do some of these things. Some of these problems we can actually resolve it. I believe it. Anyway, so I don't want us to take much time on that, except maybe you want to add anything. I would like you to tell us something about the maternal and neonatal health system. What do you want us to know about that referring to the northern Nigeria?
Okay, I think I've also mentioned it in the beginning of my conversation with you, but I also want to make more emphasis on it because the issue of maternal and child health is an issue here in Nigeria. We have so many records of women dying at childbirth, and as at 2008, we had 800 women per 100,000 deaths. But with a little progress being made, as of 2015, we have it has reduced to 576 per 100,000 women births. And so, but the truth is that a woman does not deserve to die when she's trying to bring in a child, to bring in a life into the world. And that is why you see that in Africa, when you compare it to the Western world, you see people can just go to the hospital and they deliver safely and come back. But in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria, the case is different. Different in the sense that as a woman, you are supposed to access antenatal care immediately you are pregnant, but you don't. And then sometimes maybe it is late in the third trimester that you decide to go to hospital and you expect the doctor to do miracle for you to deliver safely. And then maybe the doctor start noticing some complications. There are some things that were supposed to be avoided when you were attending antenatal for him to be monitoring you. But because you are not going for those antenatal because you are not being monitored. At the end of it, you end up losing your life. Then you see that we are talking about the out of pocket spending. That is one of the factors that make women not want to go to the hospital. In fact, some women in other Nigeria, when they see another their fellow woman going to the hospital, they say that this woman, she's a weak woman. Because in the north, they believe that when you stay at home and you give birth at home, you are a strong woman. But I think with sensitization and all that, some of the women now started coming out to go to the hospital. But how consistent are they? Do they adhere to their treatments? Do they take the drugs that is being given to them? Some can even go for the ANC when they are being given this folic acid and all that. You just come back and then they drop it. And then you miss your next appointment. You don't just feel like taking care of yourself. When the doctor recommends, okay, you should eat healthy foods, you don't eat them. You just live your life anyhow and all that. And that is why sometimes you see the doctors will recommend that when you're coming for antenatal, you come with your spouse so that they will also advise the spouse, please make sure you provide all these things. But then it still bounces back to the poverty we've been talking about. How many of these families can afford the recommended meals for a pregnant woman to eat and stay healthy? And then we have the issue of ignorance, we have the issue of poverty, the out of pocket spending. So many healthcare providers, in the north, yes, now some of us are going to school, but most of us in the north, we don't go to school or we don't become health practitioners. So when you compare the number of healthcare providers in the north and the south, you find out that the southern part will have more healthcare providers. Nobody will want to come and work in the north because of the harsh weather and because of the insecurity and all that. So sometimes the manpower is not there, accessibility to the facility is not there, for you to get affordable services is not there. When you go to the facility, for you to even get syringe is not there. So it will even discourage you from saying, okay, I don't even want to go to the facility. And then looking at what religion has done to us. So many of us believe that, yes, I can stay at home, I can pray, I can do some rituals, and then I will give birth, either like the Hebrew woman or the other way around that the other faith says it. You understand? But then, whether we like it or not, God has given us that wisdom for us to be able to access these health services. But then, yes, I want to access these services. One, is it affordable? Is it something that is close to where I am? So people can trek from morning till in the afternoon before they can get to the health facilities. Yes, that's how bad it is in the northern part of Nigeria. You have to trek or you have to pay bike. In fact, in one of the interventions, the state ministry of women affairs had to buy vehicles and station them in some communities so that if there's emergency, they can drive the women to the hospital. In some of those situations, they will tell you there's no fuel has finished, or the car spoiled on the way, and that is how the woman loses her life. So what can the government do to be able to make sure that, yes, these people have affordable and they have access to healthcare services? Those are some of the challenges that we are facing, especially in rural areas of northern Nigeria. Not just bringing the hospital to come and build and keep it as a structure, but also ensuring that there is enough manpower, and then make sure that the services there are affordable to the people. And then when all those things are there, when you come and have an interaction, a discussion with these people, you'll be able to influence them and make them you'll be able to change their health seeking behavior. They will want to come to the facility to come and access healthcare services. But if those services are not there, they are not efficient, definitely they won't want to come. They will prefer to even stay at home and say, well, better I stay back home.